Good morning, welcome back to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm your host, Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. We've been coming to you live from the Singapore FinTech Festival. Joining me for this segment, we have Jennifer Doherty. She's the Head of Innovation at Asia at HSBC. Thank you so much for joining us for this segment. Now let's talk about moving towards a cashless society. What are some of the significant hurdles and what are you working on to overcome them?
Yeah, I think the drive towards a cashless society is very real in our day-to-day lives, but getting to the point where there is no cash, I think, is a little bit further away. I think the reliance on cash and paper, checks, for example, is certainly reducing. We can see a lot of that happening here in Asia. If you look at two very different countries, so if you look at the US, in a recent survey, 63% of millennials just hardly ever use cash anymore, right? And then you look at China, and you have, in 2015, I think, they had about $340 billion of mobile payments. That's now at over $9 trillion of mobile payments. So on the surface, very different, but I think some of the hurdles probably around maybe the demographics, generational, and actually until recently there were no real viable alternatives that were as easy and cheap as cash was for the individual consumer. That's certainly changing, especially here on the ground in Asia.
So what's HSBC doing to work on accelerating Asia to become a more cashless society?
Well, I think you can see from our group strategy alone, right? Our CEO recently announced a $15 to $17 billion investment in technology, which is at the core of what we're doing, right? At the heart of that is our cash management business. And in the cash management business, that's what we're doing. We're looking to reduce the reliance on cash by producing propositions and tools to help our corporate customers navigate through that and reduce its reliance on cash and checks in the system. We probably have three really good examples of that in three very different markets. So you'll have, again, China. The drive to cashless has really been driven from a social perspective and an e-commerce perspective. So we produced a proposition there called Omnichannel, which helps retailers and customers pay in a more efficient way. You have a country like Singapore, for example, where they've rolled out corporate payments on an instant basis, so corporate pay now, which again helps our corporate clients. And that was regulatory driven, but also driven by the industry. And then finally, you have a market like India that is very regulatory focused, and the changes are coming kind of from central push out. And again, we're providing tools to our customers to help navigate through that.
What are some of the key trends that you expect in 2019 for cash management, particularly on the innovation side?
Yeah, I think we're going to see probably a continuation of some of the things we've seen already. So a continued focus on data, and data being the foundation to enable AI, ML, kind of enhanced analytics. I think that's going to be extremely important. I think blockchain, DLT, we've done a lot of work on that. You'll see a recent announcement on Voltron, something that we've just brought to market with clients like Rio Tinto and Cargill using it. So again, I think how that works in the payment space is going to be very important in 2019 as well. And also APIs. I think that's going to be a huge topic in Asia. It's not really as regulatory driven here as it is in Europe under PSD2 or open banking, but actually we're seeing much more client demand here for it. So we need to ensure that we're meeting those demands and exceeding those demands for our customers.
All right, Jennifer, thank you so much for joining us. And thank you for joining me throughout the day. We're coming to you live from the Singapore FinTech Festival. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.